If there was a $5,000 medical emergency that you were faced with right now, would you be prepared to handle that? Will that be something that would cause panic, chaos in your world right now? So the reason I'm making this video, it is Labor Day, and I know most people are chilling, kicking their feet up, watching my neighbor across the street, packing up, getting ready to probably hit the water somewhere and cool off. And I may do that later on, jump in the pool and cool off myself. But before all of that, I wanted to provide value. I wanted to share some information that I know some people will definitely need sooner rather than later, but that's a different story. I spoke to somebody yesterday, or no, not yesterday, I'm lying. Today's Monday. On Friday, I spoke to somebody on Friday, or might have even been Saturday. Doesn't matter the day exactly, but the point of the matter is they called me or text me that there's something going on, and I reached out because I wanted to see how I could help and provide some support. And what was happening is I think they had a torn ACL, a torn MCL, something bad was going on with the knee. And basically she was told not to even walk, not to stand on her leg because of course this is not a good situation and they didn't want it to get worse. And she's going to need surgery apparently. So there's surgery that's going to need to happen, and this individual does have insurance. And what's interesting is I helped set them up with the insurance that they have right now. They picked the plan and everything was good. They were fine with it. And what happens is most people, like I've said before on this channel, most people tend to pick insurance as if they're picking, they're shopping for clothes or they're shopping for ice cream, right? We're not picking insurance just based on the price. And in this case, that's what she did. She picked insurance based on the price. And most people think that nothing will ever happen to them where they're going to need this insurance. And if it does, it's going to be something small, nothing major, So if I pick the least expensive plan, I don't need to worry about the benefits that it offers because as long as I can afford the monthly payments, that's all I'm concerned with. And in this case, monthly payments are fine. However, with this surgery that's coming up, the deductible is about 5 to 6 thousand bucks, let's just say. And for some people, they might say, that's not a big deal. And for her, that's a big deal. It's a very big deal. Now, what if she would have been able to start putting money away every single month because she's getting this insurance benefit and the employers may be covering majority of it, so there's extra money maybe that is floating around, who knows, I don't know, but I'm just saying the way that deductibles work, the higher the deductible, the lower your monthly payment. So you can pay now or you can pay later. In her case, she decided, hey, I'm going to go ahead and pay later because I'm going to keep this lower monthly payment today. Right now, that's what I'm signing up for. Well, now the situation is there's a surgery that's needed so that she can actually start getting back to work. And part of her conversation, she alluded to the fact that the company that she's going to be working with, she's not that the company she's working with now, she's not going to be working with as when it comes to like this Friday upcoming. So she's leaving the company. And because she's leaving the company, that benefit of healthcare is not going to be there anymore. The plan she has isn't going anywhere, but now she's going to have to pay 100% of it with no help from her employer. And that's the difference that sometimes people might not be thinking of when they're making that choice in the first place because my employer's taking care of it. But what if I end up leaving, right? Now I have to take care of this on my own. And if you're in a situation where it's a traditional group plan, you're looking at Cobra, where you're spending even more and potentially an increase from what your employer was paying because they're allowed to mark it up a couple of percentage. So I say all of this to just remind you that nobody's invincible, right? And a lot of times when we're making certain decisions like healthcare, it's not one that we want to spend very much time thinking about. But I guarantee you, if you're in a situation like this individual I spoke to last week, you would definitely think and consider the options very carefully before just picking based on price. right? And so many people are in that same situation right now. They've picked the plan already, they're in a plan. And open enrollment's coming up in November. So I wanted to take this time, since we have plenty time to do research, plenty time to figure out what the next option with all of the changes that are coming. If I can help in any way, shape, or form, I'm here for it. What's interesting is there's other solutions right now that would be beneficial for you, people that you know, businesses that you work with and do business with and shop with. A lot of business owners need employee sponsored coverage for their people so that they can retain good people and attract new talent that wants to actually work with their team and build their vision. So part of the benefits that businesses and owners want to provide is healthcare. This is a problem. This is going to be a problem for the future as well. But the thing is, insurance isn't the only way to go, but that seems to be where everybody's head is focused on, is insurance. And my team and I have other solutions. And if you're stuck on, hey, I must have insurance, we can help you with insurance as well. But there's other solutions that a lot of smart people are taking advantage of and taking the time to really understand and use to save not just themselves money, but the families in their communities. The people that are working for companies that are using this option, they're getting better benefits from the company's saving more money. It's a win-win situation. So the only reason that I think most people don't know is not a lot of people are talking about it. And I'm here to just share. Doesn't cost you anything to get the information, but now with having all the information, you're able to make a better decision for yourself, for your family, for your employees, whoever you may be looking to get health care for. So again, remember, every single low premium plan isn't necessarily a good one. And if you're shopping for just premium, then understand that when something does happen, because it's not a matter really of if, it's when. When something does happen, be prepared to take majority of the responsibility on your own before that insurance company kicks in. So your homework assignment, right? I'm going to give you one piece of uh, and for one term really that you can start to use and learn to understand how healthcare works. That's a deductible. Same way your auto insurance has a deductible, and you can set that deductible to zero, or you can set that deductible to 1,000. If you set your auto deductible to a zero collision deductible, let's just say, you're going to pay a higher monthly payment just because you have no responsibility. You've set that deductible to zero versus somebody else where everything is equal and the same that has $1,000 deductible, because they choose to take responsibility for the first 1,000. Their monthly premium is going to be much lower because they're taking responsibility. When something happens, they're going to come up with the first 1,000. You, if you pick the zero deductible, have to come up with nothing, and the insurance company that you've gone with will cover 100%. So for them covering that 100% and you not being responsible, you pay more monthly. It's as simple as that. So the lower the deductible you select, the higher the monthly premium. For healthcare, it's the same exact thing. The lower the deductible you select, the higher the monthly premium. But for healthcare, we're talking thousands of dollars, especially if we're looking at a family plan. So these things be aware of when you're selecting your plan, because they make a difference. If you're somebody who's young, which this particular individual that I'm talking about, younger individual, most of the time you think that nothing's going to happen and pretty much you're invisible. But there are accidents, and accidents happen. You don't want to get caught without the proper insurance and not enough savings in the bank. That could be devastating. So, in order to prevent that, maybe the better solution will be finding something that is affordable, that you can make sure that you're paying comfortably every single month, but at the same time doesn't put you in a risky situation if or when something actually happens. You don't want to be out of pocket and be in the same situation where some of the money you were paying every month could be used, right? Imagine if you were paying $500 a month and you have a $5,000 or $6,000 deductible. where you could have been in a situation paying 250 a month and putting 250 in the bank for deductible coverage, right? So whenever something happens, you have that 250 savings that you can use to pay down that deductible until the insurance kicks in. But if you don't know that there's a better option that gives you better coverage for less money, then you're probably overpaying. So reach out. Let me see how I can assist you. Again, it costs you nothing to get information. Get yourself a review of your current plan before open enrollment begins in November. So it's another thing. Today's the first of the month. So you have plenty of time to make a decision. If you're in a position to get your coverage started next month, that's awesome. This weekend, I've been getting calls and text messages from people that I've been reaching out to since July. And here it is, the last day for them to get their plan set up. And all of a sudden, they remembered that I had called, I had emailed, I had texted, I had done all these outreaches. And now all of a sudden, everybody's in a panic. Guess what? It's the first of the month. So if you didn't get it done yesterday, it's over. But it's a brand new month. So let's not procrastinate. Let's get on it. And again, I want to see you winning, but I'm not going to kill myself to make sure that you win. So if I can help you now, sooner rather than later, let's do it. Other than that, man, enjoy yourself. It's hot. I'm going to go jump in the pool and cool off. Peace.